2050 is closer than you think, and Africa is gearing up to rewrite the global rulebook. In this thrilling countdown, we reveal the 10 African nations destined to dominate the future. From unstoppable population booms to powerful economies, tech revolutions, and political strength, these countries are set to reshape the world. So like and subscribe, and let the countdown begin. Number 10. Uganda. Kampala buzzes with energy. Motorbikes weave through traffic. Laughter fills the air. In a nation where more than half the population is under 17, the future is already here. Uganda's population has surged to nearly 46 million, growing fast at about 2.9% per year. With 73% under 30, the country is brimming with potential and pressure. Each year, 700,000 young Ugandans reach working age, forming a workforce that could power an industrial boom if education and job creation keep pace. Positioned at the heart of East Africa's trade corridors, Uganda stands to benefit from urban growth and rising domestic demand, but success hinges on skill development, infrastructure, and investment. Tomorrow's workforce, today's wildcard, fits Uganda's destiny, lies not in its numbers alone, but in how it turns youth into lasting progress. Number 9. Tanzania. Once a quiet agrarian nation, it's now positioning itself as East Africa's next logistics and manufacturing hub. Rapid population growth and youth migration to cities are driving urbanization at record pace, while new infrastructure projects are reshaping trade routes. Dar es Salaam port already anchors most of Tanzania's trade and connects to landlocked neighbors. The government's push for integrated logistics corridors and special economic zones, or SEZs, is unlocking major investment opportunities. These SEZs combine industrial parks, power supply, and transport networks to attract regional manufacturers and boost exports. Backed by fertile land, strategic ports, and a youthful workforce, Tanzania is evolving from raw exports to value-added production. If policy and investment stay the course, by 2050, the nation could stand as East Africa's true gateway, where farmlands give rise to skylines.
Number 8. Ethiopia. Across the Horn of Africa, Ethiopia is roaring into a new era. Once celebrated for its coffee and ancient heritage, the nation is now becoming an industrial powerhouse. Since 2014, Ethiopia has rapidly developed industrial parks through the Industrial Parks Development Corporation, transforming vast regions into manufacturing hubs for textiles, light goods, and agro-processing. Hawassa Industrial Park alone generated over $20 million in exports within 6 months, while local producer participation has surged to 55%. With over 120 million citizens and a young, ambitious workforce, Ethiopia's potential is immense. Yet, power shortages, logistics issues, and political instability remain challenges that could temper its rise. If the nation keeps its infrastructure and governance on pace, it could shift from exporting raw goods to branded made-in-Ethiopia products, creating thousands of jobs and establishing itself as the true industrial lion of the Horn of Africa.
Number 7. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is poised to become a 21st-century powerhouse, combining explosive population growth with unmatched mineral wealth. Today, around 112 million people call the DRC home, and by mid-century, that number could soar to 215 million, a young, vibrant workforce ready to drive economic growth. At the same time, the DRC sits atop vast critical mineral reserves, supplying more than 70% of the world's cobalt and growing copper resources. With the global green transition relying on these raw materials, the country is attracting increasing investment, with $130.7 million in exploration in 2024 alone. If governance improves and investment focuses on extraction and local value add, the DRC could transform from a raw material exporter into a regional industrial hub. Its population becomes the workforce, its minerals the backbone, positioning Kinshasa as a strategic player in global green industrial networks by 2050. Number 6. Ivory Coast. Once plagued by political instability, this West African nation has transformed into one of the continent's fastest-growing economies. By 2023, GDP growth had surged to 6.3%, driven by structural reforms that improve the business climate, streamline regulations, and strengthen infrastructure. These measures have attracted both domestic and foreign investment. A youthful population adds to its economic potential, supplying a growing workforce ready to fuel innovation across agriculture, manufacturing, and technology. Strategically located along the Gulf of Guinea, its ports, especially in Abidjan, are key trade hubs for the economic community of West African states, boosting regional integration. Economic diversification into manufacturing, services, and digital sectors reduces reliance on agriculture and shields against commodity fluctuations. With ongoing reforms, a dynamic workforce, and strategic positioning, this nation is set to remain a major West African economic engine through 2050.
Number 5. Ghana. Ghana is entering a defining era, blending abundant natural resources with a strong democratic foundation. Gold and oil remain central to its economic potential, with 2024 gold exports reaching $11.6 billion, a 52.6% increase from the previous year, and projections of 5.1 million ounces in 2025. The government has also tackled fiscal challenges, securing a $2.8 billion debt relief deal with 25 creditors. Initiatives like the Ghana Gold Board, launched in 2025, aim to curb illegal mining and ensure revenues benefit the economy. These reforms are showing results. Ghana posted a $5 billion trade surplus and a 1.1% current account surplus in 2024. With steady political governance, strategic economic planning, and a commitment to sustainable growth, Ghana is well positioned to rise as a middle power by 2050, shaping the future of West Africa and expanding its influence across the continent. Number 4. Kenya. In East Africa, innovation is driving a digital revolution that's capturing global attention. Nairobi, known as the Silicon Savannah, embodies this transformation with a thriving ecosystem fueled by entrepreneurial energy, mobile finance leadership, and growing venture capital investment. At the forefront of this shift is M-Pesa, the mobile money service that has redefined financial inclusion and positioned the nation as a leader in mobile banking worldwide. This foundation has sparked a flourishing fintech sector, attracting investors eager to tap into the continent's digital economy. Nairobi's venture capital scene is booming, with firms like Savannah Fund supporting startups across fintech, agritech, and health tech. Innovation hubs such as iHub and NILAB nurture talent, offering mentorship, resources, and connections that help startups rapidly scale. Government initiatives and projects like Konza Technopolis highlight a long-term vision to cement the country as a global tech hub. By 2050, it is set to export tech solutions across Africa, combining digital infrastructure, innovation, and a skilled workforce to lead the continent's technological transformation. Number 3. South Africa. South Africa boasts the most advanced financial markets in Africa. The Johannesburg Stock Exchange, JSE, is Africa's largest by market capitalization, and the country's bond market is among the most developed on the continent. This financial sophistication provides a robust platform for investment and economic activity. Infrastructure, too, is a significant strength. South Africa's ports, railways, and roads facilitate trade across southern Africa, linking landlocked nations to global markets. The country's energy sector, despite recent challenges, remains a critical component of its industrial base. Institutional depth is another cornerstone. Independent regulatory bodies, a relatively transparent legal system, and a relatively well-functioning public sector provide a foundation for economic stability and growth. Efforts to improve logistics and transport infrastructure are underway, aiming to enhance efficiency and reduce costs. These initiatives, if implemented effectively, could stimulate economic activity and attract investment. South Africa remains a formidable force in Africa. Its financial markets, infrastructure, and institutions provide a solid foundation for growth. Number 2. Egypt. At the crossroads of Africa, the Middle East, and Europe, a strategic powerhouse is set to shape global trade and economics by 2050. The Suez Canal,
a vital artery handling roughly 12% of world trade, links continents and continues to expand, cementing its role as a global logistics hub. Economic growth remains resilient, with the IMF projecting 4.3% GDP growth in 2025, driven by tourism, remittances, and non-oil manufacturing. Structural reforms are boosting private sector activity and stabilizing the economy. A labor force of over 109 million is being harnessed through education and vocational programs, transforming demographic potential into skilled human capital. The energy sector is evolving, balancing $5.7 billion in oil exploration with ambitious renewable projects targeting 42% clean electricity by 2030. Infrastructure projects like the 460-square-kilometer Suez Canal Economic Zone are attracting investment and industrial growth, solidifying this nation as a geopolitical superconnector, shaping trade, energy, and industry across continents. Number 1. Nigeria. By 2050, Nigeria will be more than a country. It will be a global powerhouse. With over 400 million people, it's set to become the world's third most populous nation, surpassing the United States and China. A young, dynamic population with a median age of just 18 drives unprecedented demographic momentum, creating a massive market and workforce that could redefine Africa's future. Economically, Nigeria is on an ambitious path. Agenda 2050 aims to diversify beyond oil, boost per capita GDP to $33,328, create 165 new jobs, and sharply reduce poverty. Its tech sector, agriculture, and services are rapidly expanding, while industrialization accelerates. Culturally, Nigeria is already a global force. Nollywood films, music, and fashion are making waves worldwide, exporting creativity alongside commerce. Challenges like urbanization, infrastructure gaps, and governance remain, but with the right investments, Nigeria is poised to dominate Africa's economic and cultural agenda by mid-century. By 2050, African nations will shape global power, innovation, and culture like never before. If you want more insights, subscribe, comment which country surprised you most, and share this with someone who thinks Africa's rise is still years away.